Good morning, student, and welcome back to class. Student, today we are going to learn civics. Okay, so everyone, open your civics textbook. We are on chapter number 2, Preamble to the Constitution. We have completed our first chapter. Now we are going to start our second chapter, that is Preamble to the Constitution. Before that, let's see what we have learned in the previous chapter. So, in the previous chapter, we have learned that the Constitution is an important document clarifying the rules of administration. The Constituent Assembly made the Constitution of India. Our representatives have to carry out the administration as per the law laid down by the Constitution. A Constitution is a book in which all the provision has been written. All the people who are a citizen of India, all the administrations, the representative, each and every one has to follow the Constitution. Right? So this we have learned in our previous chapter, in our first chapter. Okay, now let's see what we are going to learn in our second chapter. Our Constitution is a fundamental and the highest law of the land. There are definite aims or purpose in making any law. Basic provision in the law are made after clarifying these objectives. A systematic arrangement of all the aims and objectives of a law is the preface to the law. Underline this word preface, student. The preface to the Indian Constitution is called the preamble, which we are going to learn in this chapter. The preamble set out the objectives of our Constitution. Now see, student, in our first chapter, as we have learned that our Constitution is a fundamental law of the land and it is the highest law also. All the aims, objectives, purposes, whatever has been written in our Constitution, every citizen has to follow that Constitution. Right? Now, what is preface? If you are seeing here in your textbook, so look at this. This is a preface. Okay? Look at this picture. This is a preface. Is there in your textbook? Yes. This preface is there in every textbook. So, this preface is nothing but an introduction. Okay, student? What is preface? It is nothing but the introduction. So, similarly, as a Constitution is also a book, it is also has a preface. So, the preface is a introduction of our Constitution. So, understood, student, what is preface? Preface is a introduction, and every textbook has this introduction. As our Constitution is also a book, so preface is also a introduction of our Constitution. Now clear? Okay. So the preface is an introduction of our Constitution. Right? Children, every morning we have a school assembly. Don't we say the preamble? Yes, we say the preamble. Okay? So all these keywords which have been benefited for us are mentioned in this preamble. Okay, so now we are going to learn this preamble in detail. The preamble begins with the words we, the people of India. It talks about the resolve of Indians to constitute India into sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. We shall now understand the meaning of each one of these terms. Now see student, as we all are Indians, right? So this preamble tells us that whatever keywords are there, the values, thoughts, ideas, we all have to achieve that ideas, the thoughts, the values as a citizen of India. The entire constitution student, whatever provision has been there in a constitution, all the people have to follow that provision, follow that constitution, right? So if you look at this preamble over here, this preamble, it start with the word we. Daily early in the morning in the assembly we say this preamble. So you all know that our preamble start with we, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to the justice, socialist, secular, democratic and republic. So student, these are the keywords which has been written in our preamble. So today we are going to learn and discuss all these keywords one by one in detail. Okay? Now let's start with the first one, that is sovereign state. India was ruled by Britain for a long period. The British rule ended on 15th August 1947. Our country became independent. India became sovereign. We are now free to take decision as we think fit in our own country. The word sovereign means a state is not under the control of a foreign power. Student, underline this line. The word sovereign means that a state is not under the control of a foreign power. Now see student, as we have learned in our history that before the pre-independent period, before 1947, India was ruled by the British. Okay, who were ruling over our India? British was ruling over our India. Our India was under the control of British. Our country was dependent at that time. It was not independent. So our freedom fighters, they struggle and they fight with the British, and finally on 15th August 1947 our country became independent. When? 15th August 1947. That's why every year we celebrate 15th August as Independence Day. Okay? Because on that day our country become independent. Now our country become independent means our India became sovereign. Now what do you mean by sovereign over here? Sovereign means a state which is not under the control of foreign power. Any state who is control of someone else. So sovereign means a particular state should not be under a control of some powers. So now our India become a sovereign state. It is not under control of a British power. Okay, let's see the next para. The most important goal of a freedom struggle was to acquire sovereignty. Sovereignty means the ultimate authority to govern yourself. Underline this line also, student. Sovereignty means the ultimate authority to govern yourself. In a democracy, sovereignty rests with the people. The people elect the representative and grant them the permission to exercise sovereign authority on their behalf. Thus, the Constitution reflects the principle of popular sovereignty, and the government elected by the people make laws on behalf of the people. Now see, now our country become a sovereign nation. Sovereign means it was not under a rule of a British. It was a freedom. We get a freedom. Okay. So here we have a sovereignty. Sovereignty means after become independent, after become sovereign, all the authority should be in the hand of the people. Now we are free to take a decision. We are not under anyone's rule. Okay, so we receive a sovereignty as a Indians. We receive a sovereignty means we receive a authority to govern yourself. Now, but how our country governed? Because we the people, we elect the representative. We give them vote, okay, and we give them the power to run the country according to our constitution on the general public, on the behalf of the citizens of India. So understood student, what do you mean by sovereign region state? State which was not under the control of a British power, and in that state all the authority should be in the hand of the people. So this is a sovereign state. Let's see the second one, socialist state. A socialist state is such a state where the gap between the rich and the poor is minimum. All have a right over the wealth of the country. It is ensured that wealth is not concentrated in the hands of a few people. Now see student, what is socialist state? India is a country where we have rich as well as poor, right? So the gap should be very less in our country. It should not be like that. Rich become more richer and richer, and poor become more poor and poorer. In socialist state, the gap should be minimized. This gap, the rich and poor, the gap between these should be minimized. Yes, that is what socialist state means. Now, whatever wealth is there in a country, that wealth should be distributed among the peoples of the country. All the people should have equal right over that wealth. Am I clear student? So we have finished two, that is socialist state and sovereign state. So the next is secular state. The preamble states secularism as one of our goals. In a secular state, all religions are considered as equal. No one religion is considered to be a straight religion. The citizens are free to follow their own religion. State cannot discriminate among citizens on the basis of religion. Now see student, what is secular state? What does it means? Now, our India is a country of so many religions. So, not only one single religion is considered as an official religion in our country. Now, for example, if you go to America, Christianity is the religion. Okay, all the people over there, they follow the Christianity. Now, if you go to a neighboring country, Pakistan, Islam is the religion over there. But is it so in a country, student? Yes, tell me. Is it so in a country? No. We do not have any single religion as our official religion. Why? Because all religions are equal according to our constitution. Whatever people, the people of all the religions all the religions who are the citizen of a country are treated equally in our country, in a secular state. In a secular state, student, there is no hard and fast rule, right? Suppose if you are born and brought up in a particular country, in a particular religion, you have to follow that religion. There is no hard and fast rule that you have to follow that religion. But student, in a country, in our India, people are free. If they want to convert to any religion, our constitution has given them the permission. It has been written in our constitution. So according to their wish, student, a particular person can change the religion also. So the government also cannot differentiate between the people based on religion. Understood? A government also cannot interfere, cannot differentiate us on the basis of our religion. Whatever right, student, we all the people have, same right the other people also have. Suppose I am a Muslim, I have a right to vote, right? Similarly, my friend Rahul, he is a Hindu, so he also have a equal right to vote. Have you understood, student, what I mean to say over here? That on the basis of religion, means on the basis of Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, so on the basis of this religion, student, our country, our government also cannot distinguish the people. That means that India is a secular state. Secular means यहाँ पे religion का भेदभाव नहीं होगा. Okay, so all the religions should be treated equally in a secular state. Understood, student? Okay, let's see the fourth one. Democratic state. In a democracy, the sovereign power is in the hand of the people. Now, what is democracy? Underline and write down over there: a system of government for the people by the people. Right? Government makes decision and draw up policies in keeping with the people's wishes. Government has to take important financial, social and other decisions to promote common welfare. All the people are not able to come together and take such decisions on a day-to-day basis. Therefore, elections are conducted after a fixed period when voters elect the representatives. These representatives sit in the institution created by the constitution, like the parliament or legislature and the executive. They take decisions for the entire population as per the procedure laid down by the constitution. Now see the explanation. What is democratic state means? In a democratic state, democratic means country ruling according to the principle of democracy. A particular country which is following the principle of democracy. Democracy means for the people, by the people. So, ruling power in a particular state, all the ruling power is with the people. Okay, पूरा ruling power किसके पास में है? People के पास में. So, all the citizens of a country are right to vote, right to rule. But as India is such a big country, okay, all the people cannot participate in the government affairs. Can we go? No. So what are decision, policies, rules, values, thoughts are not only you or me can go and participate in the government affairs. Can you and me, student, go and participate in government affairs? No. So how is it possible for the citizens to participate, student? Yes. For that, student, elections are held every year. Okay? As a country is a big country, student, we all cannot go and handle. We all cannot go and follow the decisions and policies, cannot participate in the government affair. That's why, student, every year elections have been held, and we the people, student, we give vote and we elect our representatives. This representative, student, they work for the people. Okay, this representative to whom we elected, they sit in the parliament or a legislature, and they take decision for the entire population. But whenever they take election, they have to follow the constitution. Okay, so according to the constitution, that representatives have to take decision on behalf of the people. Have you seen your parents, student, go and casting their vote? Then they have a mark on the finger. So what do you mean by this, student? This means that your parents has given vote to a particular representative. Okay? When that representative, he or she, when they win the election, so that representative will participate in the formation of the government, and they will going to work on our behalf. Understood? What is democratic state? Means all the power should be in the hand of the people. Okay, let's see the fifth one. Republic. Along with being a democracy, we are a republic. All public position in a public are elected by the people. No public position is occupied on a basis of hereditary succession. The position like a president, the prime minister, governor, chief minister, mayor, serpent, etc. Student underline all these hard words. Okay. Any Indian citizen fulfilling the prescribed age criterion can get himself herself elected to any of this position. In a monarchy, this position may be occupied by members of a single family following the principle of hereditary. Now see what is republic. As student, we have learned in our first chapter that on 26 January 1950, our country started to govern on that day according to the provision when in the year 1950. On that day, a country started to govern. So, a country came into existence on this day. Right? Therefore, every year we celebrate 26 January as a Republic Day. Republic means we the people are elected the representative, and that representative will work on our behalf. Now students say, what do you mean by republic over here? As we have learned that India is a democratic nation. Okay, we are free, we are a sovereign nation. So when election is there, student, so what happened? We people are elected the representative, right? So now suppose we live in a Maharashtra. Okay, so the state of Maharashtra, when CM or chief minister is elected, okay, or the ministers or the prime ministers are elected, they have a term period to complete, that is a 5 years. Okay, are you getting me, student? Suppose we are living in a Maharashtra. Okay, our state is a Maharashtra. Okay, so whenever we elect the, we give vote for the chief minister, ministers, prime ministers, or any other representatives or MLAs, anyone, they have a term period. उनका एक टर्म पीरियड होता है कितना, 5 years का, right? So after every 5 years, what happened? Again election will be held, and whoever wins the election will become the representative. Understood, student? After every 5 years, election will be held, and again who will going to win? That person will become the representative. So all the positions, that is CM, Prime Minister, Ministers, Sarpanch, Mayor. So all these positions, student, are occupied on the basis of election. Am I right? You or me also can become the CM or a Prime Minister or Minister. Okay? We have to complete a tenure, we have to study, we have to complete that tenure, and when people elected us, they think that we are able to that position, then you and me can also become that CM and Prime Minister, Minister, Mayor, Sarpanch. Understood? Now see, so student, what I want to say is that the position like a president, prime minister, and the government, this position, a student, cannot be occupied as a member of a family. Okay, means this position you cannot get as a hereditary means, suppose from your grandfathers to your father, from father to son, or from father to daughter, or from daughter to, or from mother to daughter, or from mother to son. So here this position cannot be occupied like a hereditary. समझ में आया? ये जो पोजीशन है स्टूडेंट, मिनिस्टर्स की, प्राइम मिनिस्टर्स की, सीएम की, ये हमको जो है हमारे हेरिडिटरी से नहीं मिलेंगे, हमारे दादा परदादाओं से जो चलते आ रहा है वैसा नहीं मिलेंगे. Then how will get this position? These positions can be get by giving the vote. We the people are elected the representatives, and that representatives will become the mayor or a serpent or a president of that particular state. Understood, student? What do you mean by republic? See, again I am explaining you. Republic means we the people have elected the representative, and after electing us they win the election and they become the representative. This position cannot be occupied as a hereditary. Understood, student? Okay. So student, what did we learn today? Yes, we have learned the preface, that is, it is an introduction of a preamble. Then we have learned the 5 keywords, that is sovereign state means a state which is not under a control of foreign power. Second is a socialist state, means in this state the gap between the rich and poor should be minimum. Third, we have seen a secular state, means all the religions should be treated equally in a secular state. Then we have learned democratic state, means all the position, all the power should be in the hands of the people. Last we have learned is republic, means here the position cannot be get as a hereditary succession. The position is get by the people elected the representatives, and when he or she win the election they become the representative of a particular state. Understood, student? So here we have learned, up till here we have learned in our first part. In our second part we will learn about some other principles also. So student, till then, whatever 5 keywords I have explained you, again you go through all the 5 keywords and try to learn those keywords. Okay, student? Okay, then see you in the next lecture. Till then, take care and thank you.